I think that maybe Heretics might be favoured given the fact that they barely lost out to Sentinels. But we are fast off the rip into this pistol round. A very quick beginning, but slow and cautious by PRX. Just, well, no noise cues.
Yeah, they threw a knife over towards A at the beginning, so still 3 Heretics players committed to the A fight. Only the 2 of Benji and Rians holding over towards Market. So this is where we're going to see that Team Heretics retake. Their retakes have looked fantastic, but they haven't dealt with a Sage Wall yet, which is a really interesting kind of flavor to how you're going to play the post. Tends to funnel people all in predictable directions.
Monya second guessing himself there, where he decided to send out a Paranoia. What is the call to be made? Stunned up. Monya might be in a bit of trouble still. Smoke up in his face, wants to play the angle and timing around it with the util. Damage definitely done to a few of the players around the back, but the Heretics are still alive and kicking. Swarming now to side. Smoke down and out. Benji sticking through, half on the defuse, but he's the last one left, and a couple of shots. It's all it takes to seal the deal. Pissed around here for PRX. Excuse me.
Pretty nice, fast-paced, got somebody in aggressive. You know, a lot of disruption there actually to the way that Team Heretics were trying to play the retake. The Sage Wall as well does not make things easy there. No. You're on the pistol round, you cannot afford to really spend the entirety of your ammunition breaking it. And especially if Devi's going to be able to get kills like that. That's 2 just through that crack in the wall.
Yeah.
Not even caught on the camera, but that's devastating actually for Heretics. That's the way that it ended up going. But we are going to see so many of those kind of rounds, I think, where PRX group up on one side of the map, hit the site with all of their utility, and I think Team Heretics might find it a little difficult to pick the mid-round timings that we've seen them get against other squads.
Doubled up with the trips though, can't claim the kill, unfortunate for old Benji.
A very similar look to the round again.
That plan straight down out.
This is even more unfair to Heretics though, isn't it, with the weaponry on the other side of things.
Yeah, bits and pieces of util. I mean, if PRX decide to take the fight straight to them, which they have, okay, throwing away your lives ever so slightly. I mean, 4 players still left standing. Any guns to reclaim?
Oh, well, not for Devi. He's still just got a pistol to try to span the spike.
Yeah, and now they're going to be playing it from this main position still. The wall, Smoke, to at least carve their way through. They found it, placement here. This is looking really precarious right now. PRX in a world of hurt. They have to manage themselves and find these kills. 1 player left, it's Mindfreak. And here it is, Patatech, half on a defuse. And time,
he's got it.
Might be just barely, it looks a bit rough. No, just about. Second to spare. Wonderful, wonderful eco round for Heretics.
Yeah, amazing. Once they got themselves up into the player advantage situation, that's where you saw the Heretics kind of system thrive. The stun from Miniboo and that swing from Rians could not have been better timed. Paranoia, Boo with the follow-up. This smoke that Boo lands as well, really lovely for making sure that the retakers only need to focus on one area at once. And the half that they got on the defuse, so crucial, so important. Now, take a look at PRX buying back into this one. Yeah. They are not happy to just let this one go. They have got plants in both of these rounds and a fair amount of kills, so the money's not dreadful here.
Still that danger towards it. Flash forwards with that Thrash is going to be setting this one up, so clears through into Market. A couple of players backside. Detainment online there.
I don't think you can follow up on this.
No, surely not. I mean, he's being bodyguarded basically by 2 of his teammates, and Forsaken, not sure if that was just trying to follow it up. Patatech takes him out anyway. Holding at the ground, and still Miniboo left to contain. No gaps left into the play. Monyet will get the gun though.
And Monyet's position here is difficult to root out. The Sage Wall.
2 players not looking, twists and turns. They can't really find themselves an easy kill, but there it is. Okay, toppling. 2 left standing, make it just 1 again. Mindfreak. Close to the pillar. Damage definitely done to a few of them. Still how the shot's just landing. So, investment getting punished here by PRX. And I got down again.
I gotta say, I'm so impressed with Boo. The way that he runs these retakes and as the IGL, but also the way that he pats and he uses his utility. You saw his smoke being absolutely crucial in the previous retake. The Paranoia too. This time, as you can see, Rians and Paddy defending Benji. Miniboo comes around the back, and then Boo goes for the reflanking Market too. That's his Paranoia you see there. Onto Monyet. Just making sure that all the gaps are solved, and they don't just have to run into Monyet over and over again. Finally, this is going to break the economy of PRX. Struggle as they might to try to keep guns on board, Heretics are going to be able to stabilize perhaps just a little here, unless the Sheriffs can sing.
One suppressed. There.
And for the first time, we see PRX going for more of a defaulty approach. Throwing that knife over towards A. Forsaken did that on the pistol as well, and it ended up in a B group up. It's fairly similar to what PRX are going for again here.
Yeah, contacting, removing the first layer of the trip, out in the open with the util, no punishment. Onto Forsaken. Now the group up towards B, but it seems like Heretics have got good awareness of it. Benji Fishy's holding it down just with the rifle. The spam damage, no punishment in sight though with a counterplay.
Another one of these rounds.
But they want to play aggressive. Look at this. Straight into market. Paranoia. Push forwards. Blinded. Flashed up. Round to the side. There's no real guns and no real danger towards that. Cheeky idea, nevertheless.
I mean, I think that was a team flash, though, wasn't it? That was Forsaken's flash that came through and ended up blinding some of the PRX players that were trying to push.
It's feeling a little bit improv-y towards the back of the site. Traded. Dart. Gliding his way straight to Divine and points him directly to the target they were looking for.
And look at the confidence on the Heretics players. They're not scared to try to take these fights, especially when they can group up together.
Yeah.
And I think that's such an important part of what's making Team Heretics flourish on the big stage. Remember that they played and qualified without dropping a map, but it was all with ping. They had to play online because Rians couldn't get there to play at kickoff in person. So this was their first time, for starters, playing on a stage this big, playing in front of a crowd like this, but also playing on the LAN servers and getting used to that. Does it seem to have made?
Relatively high expectations, I think, leveled against them.
Absolutely.
But for the players, maybe not so much. You know, they've spoken.
They said they were playing in a 6 out of 10 compared
yeah, 6
to
out
last
of 10
year.
is what they were rating themselves. And
yeah.
just kind of going into Madrid, I think, expecting to just have a bit of fun, which is the PRX way of things, a bit of style.
Well, it seems like they're scrimming the B execs at the moment, Brett.
Yeah.
That knife caught all 5 players.
So they know exactly it's a refight called. Panatech forwards. That flash is magnificent. The PRX are the ones coming out on top.
And the res, too.
Skirmish, the res, yeah. Already a fast flank. As soon as the knife tagged onto 5, Boo is fast behind him. Will he get the punish? Wide round is traded.
1 for 1.
Yeah.
But that's not good enough. That just opens up the A side of the map. Can Riens read it? Can he cut somebody off? Because otherwise, this looks like a round all wrapped up already for PRX. And this really begins because they expect PRX to stop when they get 5-person knife. If you remove all of the abilities from your opponents, you expect them not to keep hitting the W button. And yet PRX, nah.
They don't care.
Nah.
They do not care.
And that's why that flash timing doesn't quite work. Paddy's assuming that they'll have put a pause into their play here. Let's have a look at Riens and Benji, though, and see if they can recover this.
A lot to do for them. Now, Mindfreak on the flank is actually a wild ways off. He's going to have to work his way up through mid here. There's one opener still. Something shuts that down to Benji. Last one left, and it's the trade. So, PRX to the second one.
And that round, maybe a bit of a preview of things to come if PRX can find a little more success. Because I think one of the biggest ways that PRX are going to find win conditions in this is going to be by disrupting the timings that Heretics want to take.
It's all about the tempo.
Heretics have played against a lot of teams that play quite standard Valorant, where you can find good timings to re-clear, you expect them to slow down. The set plays that Heretics go for need a little bit of time and space to set up, and PRX, are they going to give them that?
Unlikely most of the time. Well, Boo, TP close to tiles, he's holding a flash, but guess what? Mindfreak's already
Off cam contact.
No, it's a smoke as well. He's holding the next layer of it. Mindfreak, disgusting work, but Miniboo's still active, still kicking into the fight. Back out of there, using the wall, not quite. To catch him on the heels.
Another situation again, Brent, where the cam contact that you can see them pinging out right now doesn't anticipate somebody going for a wide swing. If that's just a shallow little jiggle to spot anybody in mid, the cam takes contact, Paranoia can be used, and Team Heretics can crunch the mid players. But instead, they just swung out fully and took the fight.
Purely W gaming.
So these setups that Heretics are using, not really optimized for the pace and the aggression that PRX are going to throw in.
We'll see how they adapt over the course of this series.
Spike planted.
So 2v3. Getting that info that everybody's playing towards main there with a neural theft. Wall broken. One less thing to really worry about here. Still one hell of a task. Need to rebound. Savai's going to be forced out wide. Shots need to be landed here by Benji. Flash to set it up. Everybody evacuating. Magnificent once more. And everybody topples. Beautiful supportive utility by Paratech.
Incredible stuff from Heretics there. That's the thing, if you give them the space, if you give them the time, these setups look immaculate. I think you were talking about it when Sentinels played against Team Heretics, that it looked like the two best teams in the tournament playing, back when you were on the desk for that game. And I think when Heretics are allowed the space to set these things up, God, the nade into the back, the flash to clear, catches onto everybody, they read that the teleport's happening, they've already set up the cage, it just looks so good. And that's why I'm saying the win condition for PRX is to find timings to disrupt those setups, to try to catch Paddy with the flash in his hand.
Weaponry is a little bit uneven for PRX. Again, grouped up as 5. Really not too much in terms of changing the game plans with an old man sent flying. Rips its way through, so not have to worry about our setup, but this is a fight towards the back of the side, actually. Something has been changed now. Smoke's dropped into the corner. Will they check it? Not quite. It's a half clearance. Benji is blinded. He does not care. 3 falling. Hunter's Fury clearing up the remnants. The pit's down, but really, it's just a matter of time. And Mindfreak, you can feel it. Despair settling. Dread in the bones, tagged up by the drone, no chance.
Benji looks amazing, man. He just looks amazing. He was talking all this tournament about how he wanted to grind his way up through Valorant, didn't want to use his clout to hop onto a top team early. And he really did put in the work in Tier 2.
Oh, yeah.
Even when he joined this squad, people were not immediately saying, oh, the Heretics are going to be superb instantly. I did not expect them to be here in Madrid, but now that they are, what is this?
Yeah, just disgusting work.
Anticipating the timing of those players so perfectly to even catch something afterwards. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. The new era that players like that are ushering in.
2024 looking exciting for Valorant. Danger in this round with Mindfreak. He's managed to work his way in, just walking past this. Does Boo expect it? Believe he must have called it. No, his head's gone. Oh my. Mini Budo returns it with the stun, back round the side, using the wall. Could feign like he's dipped out of the side, but still continues to play into this in a one-and-done angle, but there it is. Thrash in connection, detained it. Mini Boo's there, so he needs to be protected. Paratech flashed up though, he has to back away into the smoke, and there's the kill. Secured, follow-up. Sheriff is online. Monyet. Disgusting work, and everybody just being traded out.
Benji got a 3K in the previous round, but it wasn't as difficult as all of this. He has no great information about where PRX are playing and has to break this wall, giving away exactly what angles he's going to be fighting on.
PRX not leaving this one to chance. Doubled up, high-low setup, crouch, but they don't know where he might be coming from. Peeking for the info. I was a believer.
That's unreal.
I was a believer for a second, yet it's barely scraped through for PRX.
The metal box ends up being the MVP there for PRX.
Oh my God.
As it took half of the bullet, headed straight for Devi. Nevertheless, an example of why PRX's A exec can be so dangerous there. Heretics got kind of roped in, pulled in to trying to fight as one player at a time got put into bad situations. And Miniboo gets caught and they try to bail him out, and then Riens is tempted to swing through the smoke to try to bail the next layer out. And here we see the economy finally in a good enough spot. Something to pick up the attack side off.
Isn't that interesting? I mean, they do it a lot.
Yeah,
doesn't matter what role something's playing, they really do favor this, just trying to slow the rounds down and find those picks.
I think the slower you make these rounds, the more you open yourself up to Miniboo re-clearing areas with a flash.
He's repositioning here. Danger, yeah. The crosshair placement wasn't online, and as the reswing of Boo, it's punished almost immediately. Paratech is forwards in front of the util, in front of the slow.
But there was a ping, there was a beep from the Dizzy, so they know that there's someone around.
Yep, using a paranoia to clear. That's just pure timing based on that. As soon as the flash comes through, pixel angle for Riens, not enough to clear the head off one of the bodies. Plant will go down without any problems.
Spike planted.
2v4 doesn't look doable. At some point might be starting to think about the call to save this now, surely. Rians will even be allowed to exit. He makes a good go of it. Gotta respect it.
Yeah, the players are still looking sharp on Heretics. It's a good job that PRX were able to swing so readily there to try to trade out. But it's the 2 picks they get at the start that really open things up. And that was a little unusual from Heretics. They did not read that the op was online here, I don't think. Yeah. They went for a dry re-clear. No utility used. Usually, Heretics are the king of cooking up these on-the-fly set plays. They're going to take a timeout here. The coaching staff clearly not quite happy with what they saw in that round, and I bet it's something to do with the way that...
Despite all that prior conditioning, but I imagine speed probably not the name of the game. Something opping. Instead, set the sights towards mid. Flash play to set up early on so Minibu can get onto that line of side angle. Sets himself up nicely. They do show presence.
Yeah, and if something wanted to get set up with the operator over towards A, then that would make it a little more difficult for him. But instead, Device escorting something up mid. And these players that were falling away from A could have fallen prone to it. Instead, here comes the B split.
Hello.
Benji's util offline.
2 different directions. So, all being used to clear out through market on top of the wall. It's anticipating Rians. Nasty business. Nasty shot. Mosh in through the back. Just the slightest of gaps. Something's head's gone clean off, rolling off the shoulders here, through the back of the site. Once more Paranoia, but no, doesn't expect the deeper angle. Minibu just playing so passively there, patiently, making sure he guards all the available openings. Munyet forwards now, he knows he has to take risks. There's a slight gap, he's seen the cross. But there's a lot more to do here, needs a bloody miracle. Holding, there's one. Gonna get any more with 6 bullets left. Smoke fading, Paranoia just in time. They're tracing and chasing down the fight. Mindfreak, he's there. Battle taken up close and personal. Headshots found, but still 11 HP. Munyet, he can't do it. They know he's low, and all it takes is a few stray bullets.
A lot of danger in that round too, despite the fact that a couple were picked off over towards market. Great recovery though from Heretics. You could see the anticipation with the way the Divide pushed into market there. They were so ready for that swing on top of the Sage wall. Here it is from Rians again. As soon as the wall goes up, Crosshair gets adjusted. And this, the Mosh is thrown to try to set up the Mosh, Paranoia, and try to put pressure and fight really aggressive for Boba and stop Team Heretics going for that retake style. And instead, it just exposes something's head for a fraction of a moment. And that's enough for Heretics to get an even larger player advantage. That operator, now in hands of the defending Sova.
Oh, okay.
So if you haven't got enough of your initiator op from Something's attack side, have a look at this one from Rians.
Still the contact play style. I mean, this creates openings. Rians is only just getting onto the line, though. Nade into the corner. That's to remove some of those unbreakable trips.
Only gets rid of one.
Wall up once more. Rians doesn't get the pick. Eyes off the shot, though. Man, fully revealed, spamming it through, stopping off the plan, and the damage done with the Hunter's Fury. Has to be an escape from Meunier. He will TP just to the side to narrowly avoid it. But this has thrown a lot of chaos into the mix. Lovely shock dart. And it all really relies on Mindfreak. He's in mid right now. Someone's going to be watching him, though. Mosh pit into the corner. Does Benji survive? He's pushed out wide. Mindfreak and something. They both get it with the res online. Suddenly, there's player advantage. It's flipped onto the other side of things. Heretics, they don't know which way to look towards right now because Mindfreak is deep within the spawn. They have to try and contain this one, plug the gaps before they set up, but he's big retake executes. Still 37 seconds. They've got the spike back and they're running all the way over towards A. I mean, it is just pure mayhem in Madrid.
That one is bizarre. We're watching the fight as it happens in mid, and 2 players in backside went for a swing on defense and both fell at the exact same time the res went up. Now, from our perspective, I can't tell whether the res baited the swing out, and that was a really nice coordinated play, or whether Team Heretics just ended up trying to face that, and it offered an opportunity for Divide to get the res.
Maybe just facing with Benji getting pushed out by the mosh pit.
Yeah.
Having to protect him, you know, maybe just
super possible.
Stand the ground, see if they can survive by just taking the fight with more players. But it's left just Minibu reeling in this one, has to save.
Yeah.
Forced back with the rifle. I mean, a really odd round, just those strange timings being thrown into it.
And actually, Device Resurrect getting really large value the 2 times that it's been used. Yeah. It's not often you say that about a Sage ult, actually. So, Heretics The bonus for them is that they'll be given this round as like a little mini timeout. They can talk about what went wrong there, what they're looking to readjust for the final round. But PRX have now crept up to 5. A reminder, this was the better half for them. Last time we saw it played. But I think this comp should have theoretical value. So yeah, they went for the res before the peaks happened. They were, as you said, Brent, just trying to get that punish onto the mosh being used in backside.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mindfreak got the kill in mid.
So it's just a battle on multiple fronts. Here we are, final round now of this first half. Big ult online, Thrash for something. Will be opted to use this. In fact, Heretics want to take the pace straight to them. It's out the Paranoia, all offloaded.
And 3 players found.
Main control, yeah, with that knife deep into the angle.
So PRX are calling the fast reaction into A, which is where Benji is playing. With a kill trip and a Vandal.
Yeah, kill trip and a Vandal, but the Thrash surely clears the way here, spotting multitude of targets forwards into the smoke. Trips, he's waiting for it, the right time to strike, but Nade pushes him away. The plant is online, out in the open. Strange with a post-plant scenario, but plenty of using angles.
Here it is.
The same wall being played. Now they should be aware of this, yet it still gets value with the flash setup. All online, and yet it's not cleared off this angle just yet. Still wants to play up top, still wants to combine it all with the aggression. Divide through the back of the site. It's PRX, even it flawless for the final round here of our first half.
Love that setup too. They've got Divide even pushing a Link at the same time, so they set up the highest of high-low setups. One player in the skybox while the other swings. Awesome setup to draw things level at the half. As PRX won 4 out of 5 of the last rounds.
Absolutely treated here. The best map of both these teams, arguably. See them evenly matched. I mean, who knows what we got in store for the second half. Oh, they are loving it. They are loving it. Just here to have fun at the end of the day.
Famous.
Yeah, perfectly executed.
Yep, Gracious.
Never inviting us back to Spain. First round, pissed around for the second half. Let's see how it goes. It's fast on the rip with a flash play. Mini boo. But forwards up front, taking it to the fight straight to them. Many targets to face him, but guess what? His team's got his back. There were the follow-up. Finally, something now with a reposition. Doesn't really want his back open to that spot. Wingman being broken down.
Look how reluctant PRX are to actually rotate fully over to A, and they've been rewarded for it. They find the lurk there. Team Heretics had a 3v1 on the A site for like the last 20 seconds, and they paused, allowing opportunities for PRX to come back into this.
Oh, the space. Look at this. Down into bottom section of mid, but they are fully grouped up. It's 3 players holding hands. They don't want to leave any mistakes open here. Divide.
Missed the timing.
It, the timing.
Does Mindfreak look left?
Does he look left? Yes, he does. And he spots a whole load of juicy targets once more. There's one falling. Boo. Down and out, but now they know it's B. Jig is up.
And these players, they are going to get crunched here. I mean, Mindfreak's going to be coming behind at the same time as pressure is applied through market. This is going to be so tough for Heretics.
He's got the dart. But seriously, man, this is just wide out into the open. Ghost moment certified there. Pissed around. Another one for PRX.
They're going to be kicking themselves for that decision making after managing to find 2 picks at the beginning and setting themselves up with such an advantage, deciding to put that pause into the round. As soon as Benji gets picked off, you lose all info and control over the rest of the map. And PRX, it is so unusual to see a team still playing 1-1-1 after Elbow's been destroyed. But yeah, ended up working perfectly for PRX. Anticipation perhaps of that pause coming through. They were not scared.
It's all smiles, man. They really are just here to have a good time. Leveled their own expectations. Here's a deep knife. Forwards with the dizzy. I mean, where do you think the Heretics players are? I've got more than a good guess. Just holding, expecting maybe just that re-clearance, re-push.
When we saw PRX playing up against EDG, when PRX were on the defense side, outside of the pistol and the follow-up, they only won 2 of the rifle rounds.
Ooh!
So, even though these are absolutely plastered, it remains to be seen how they're going to get it done once rifles are on board.
Do we mix it up? Double down?
They did struggle. Even though they're 8-6 in the lead right now, you need to see it working in rounds where Team Heretics can fight back. There is only one player on the other side of things still with light armor. That's Rians, as we head into the next round. So Forsaken's Outlaw is going to struggle to get a little bit of value.
Respect being showcased here. For Heretics, there's no spread default. A rapid take of B main control is what's called and ordered. The Bulldog, well, just all bark, no bite there. Loses out the duel. Mini Boo, this guy!
Outrageous.
He's just ripping him to shreds.
That's so strong. I mean, aim punched as well by the Bulldog in the first fight.
Okay, well, weakened enough though that Forsaken does get value with the Outlaw. Tagged up by it, mosh pit forwards. Still haven't got the plan down, by the way. Really being pushed back. Finding it difficult to get that time, but finally it goes through the window with the Dizzy up over the top, but no connections. Now to Paranoia and a flash underhanded to clear it forward. Positions, no way are they going to start winning this one out. Surely not. Heretics doubled up. Close to the wall, Rians side by side, him and Benji Fishy, but a position of being squeezed. How are they managing that?
They just win both the duels in that situation. PRX have their pick of the timings. Monya and Something have done such an incredible job up until that point. Something managed to turn a double face into a 1v1, got the kill. Monya kills somebody. B-main, but they can't close it out, even though they're coming from opposite sides, can pick their timings. Look at that kill through the aim punch. Utilizing the flash to force his opponent into the corner, and then the recon to be able to get the illumination on his opponent. Good response, right when they needed it. Something has picked up the operator.
Onion's gone walkabout. Okay, early kill onto Boo. Might throw things into a bit of disarray. There's a deep smoke. This was placed down early. I mean, Heretics, they cooked this one up. They were pinging it out just into the pre-round, but they've all got it contained. PRX following through with it, and Mindfreak's there. They've just got to watch for. Top mid, Spike drop down. Rian's the last one left, and he's gone. In the blink of an eye, round finished.
Team Heretics are going to go for that mid play quite a lot, where they smoke the right side of mid and apply some pressure. Sometimes it's going to be fake, sometimes it's real. And PRX there threatened like they were just going to walk through the smoke. And that actually pulled the crosshair away quickly enough for Miniboo. The PRX were able to find really easy timings, even if they hadn't taken down Boo at the beginning, like an absolute freebie. I think PRX had a great protocol for what to do against that. And you can see the market pressure got dealt with instantly too. Just a wall in the face of the drone. And that is such a difference to the way that, for example, Sentinels would play this KO Gecko comp. Here's that same smoke again. Like I said, Heretics love this kind of setup. Smoke, instead of blooming in mid, just cuts off one side of it. Stops any crossfire setup. But it's not always going to be real pressure.
Deep pop angle as well. Something getting all sorts of mid-round information. And yet it's the really one in danger. Yeah, here it is. I mean, the jiggle peek for information gets the head clean off.
Gotta be honest with you, I didn't even see Miniboo.
Forsaken now going to be tucking, cowering. Needs a bit of backup, and he's got it. In the form of Devi. Top round the guns. Set Miniboo up for success. Flash repeat, and it is good. Damage there. And a kill, still it's traded. Hunter's Fury negated.
Perfect.
Yeah, beautiful work there with the ult. Good timing from Forsaken as well, because he was tagged up. He was the one who was really in danger of going down. Here, tagged up by the cam, backing away, and it's a lot of chaos strewn into the mix. One player.
Can Boo dodge it? Yeah. Does that make a difference? Does he perhaps call them back over towards A? It looks quite committed.
He's just spotted him. Benji Fishy out wide. Does he expect another play? Yes, he does. Mindfreak. Unrelenting from the spot. Will not give anything away. Boo. Earns the ult, but no time left, surely. 15 seconds left. Is he really going to make a go of this one? He's getting the move on. Listen, I know he's got the new knife set, but it doesn't actually make you move any faster. 9 seconds. He wants to go for it. 7 seconds. Shut down.
Predicted, dealt with. Little disappointing the way that Heretics were posted up in B main there, just one at a time, swinging forwards, instead of trying to get somebody posted with Benji. There are multiple angles there that need to be covered. This play, though, great idea from Forsaken. Really nice punish of that ultimate being used, but it's this moment I'm wondering about. Paddy is just kind of looking at the wall while Rians sets up a dart. I feel like he could have been double holding that. Nevertheless, PRX are squeezing away, and I was setting expectations for this defense half based on what we saw when PRX played against EDG, right? And we saw that the defense half, actually, they weren't. If Heretics end up getting stomped here. Puts a very different flavor on the series for sure.
Really does. A team like PRX stepping up at the right moments.
I'm out of here.
Here it is, fast. Through with the paranoia. Through into elbow now with the dart.
Careful here.
Couple of waves of that util, making sure all of it is clear, but it's given up entirely for the retake. PRX, look at them, happy for it.
And this comp is really good at retaking too. You have a lot of utility to throw out. Between the Gecko, the KO, and the Paranoias, it can be overwhelming.
One-way smoke blocks off one yet, so he can't actually fight into that angle. Still, a chance for the Vi. He's not smoked off at all. Mini Boo, no way, drops down. Damage done, but still hits the head. Here, traded forwards, detained into the corner. Left cowering, Forsaken. Can't adjust the aim in time. It's good movement from Brians, but he will fall regardless. Man sent flying, cage in his face, something not to be deterred. The molly to set that one up, out through elbow.
I think Boo just spotted the tip of the operator there.
Now it's been called, a bit of a pause, pump the brakes. Wait, it's out. Smoke online, Mind Freak.
I know exactly.
Guessing it's the right timing, wants to take it with a neural theft. Forwards there. No danger with the mosh pit. Second burst and a neural theft as well, so the position is revealed. The shot fired off, something.
He's so fast.
He's hoping to take a rapid
elbow.
reposition, isn't he? Yeah.
He will have to slow down a little just to check these positions. And the longer he takes, the more Heretics should start to think about different angles. Here, Boo gets smoke over towards A-Link,
Benji's
allows
looking.
Benji to hold.
He's holding the angle now. It all comes down to this one angle and one fight shot going wide. Repositions back together. Doubled up. There should be no danger in this round. Should be no danger at all. Should be no danger at all, he says still.
And look at something. He knows it's over. Scratching his head, forced to try to save and reposition. Perhaps even a little frustration. I don't know how, but he seems to expect himself to hit shots like that. But it's going to be Heretics getting it up to 8. As something escapes with the operator online. There were plenty of moments where that could have gone wrong. Another situation, actually, where Miniboo is still able to get the entry going. Despite the fact that he's been shot at by an opponent. He's like already so weak by the time he manages to land that kill on Divine. Is that a little nod of respect for how good the entry was, or is he looking at somebody else's kills? Something looking to set up an early peak here, perhaps? Often there's going to be a cam with a paranoia to go off-cam info, but Benji's over towards B this time. Something backs off. Didn't like the look of things early on. And Benji's got his cam actually inside Mind Freak's pit. Could end up being useful at some point.
Oh, well. Knife going to be at least taking down all the kit here. Mosh pit held. Ready for some sort of play to punish. Where does it land? Not a clue.
It's for an elbow retake. They're going to throw that in Paranoia, I think, if Monye can get this and get out.
Walks forwards. Not expect him to be up there.
Madness.
I mean, massive gap in the playbook, at least in terms of the timings that he was taking inside his head.
Right here.
Yeah, the fact that there isn't a piece of utility for anybody that could be holding close there. I was really expecting the Paranoia to be coming through, but he just ran it down.
There are large holes, and that knife gives good information. Minimum 2 players tagged up by it. Something's got the op. If they walk onto this line, they could be in danger. Now Heretics do have util. Yeah, underhanded flash forwards. Ult sent flying. Still the shot will connect. Drops Padatek down to his knees. Repeating Forsaken. You are absolutely nuts for that. But he needs some help, and he needs it fast. Another shot missed and going wide forwards with the rifles. Claiming the territory, claiming the ground. Slow orb, rebounding. The options are so damn limited. Where the hell is this one going? He's out wide into the open. Rians peeking into it. Footsteps heard. Another shot missed. Res online here. Wall in their faces. Res now here. Towards the back of it with something going. Down a spray. Just can't be managed. Can't be wrangled. Forward in time. Mind Freak. 2v2. Turns it into it here. Still with the op. Sends him out. Wingman flying. Mind Freak falling. That was the only rifle player. But now the upgrade. At least the side grade picked up. Something's here. Still, it's a lot to handle, a lot to manage. Doesn't know the positions. Miniboo's playing tucked to really the safety at the back of the side. So yeah, just got to give it up once more. Another round win here for Heretics.
And Boo and Mini Boo! They'll give their lives for it over towards the end of the round. But both of them played that situation beautifully. It's their duels that end up making the difference. You'll see that Boo was the only player ready to stop them. Here, this duel. Had the Vi got that, it's curtains. And Mini Boo on the other side held down a really important push from Mindfree. 2 straight up 1v1s, where Boo and Mini Boo are holding angles, they get the duel win, and it pushes them across the line with the player advantage. None of the fancy set plays, right? But it does make Monyet look a bit silly in the moment. And now the economy, not in a great spot for PRX. Team Heretics favored to tie this one back up. Absolutely anybody's game on Sunset.
Even deep flash. Just walking to set it up with the dart against the back of things. So nobody holding close towards B. Delayed knife. Good info. Surely gathered.
Yeah, and that, I think, is going to cancel the hit.
Everybody's pushed, though, from PRX. Look at this.
I think Heretics think this is a B stack. I am not sure they're going to anticipate 3 players being pushed out A here. You know, when it's quiet on B, but you end up getting knifed, and there's a smoke in your face, you think, okay, they're going to start rotating here to stack the site, and it's only really Boo and Benji watching behind. They do have a trip. Things here should be somewhat safe, but they're stuck in B main right now. And the timing.
Push off the angle, finally noise being made. Nade going, flying forward, something. He wins his fight with the duels, at least with the rifles. It's traded out, falls, and another pause put into the play here with 45 seconds left. What do they choose to do? Forsaken, ADS. Going to be a bit of a demon with it here. Flash forwards as well, no connection from it. They are really stuck in place, finding it difficult to get through any of their stuns now. Flying and rip forwards with the wall on top of it. The entire team decides it. We're going to take backside. We're going to take it now. Together. Brute force is the goal. Going to get that plant down now into the post. Even just stepping forwards into Boba. Devi didn't have a rifle in his hands, but at least Forsaken does still. Looking for the wraparound. Players, plenty of them. Ready for the targets here. Heads could pop and heads could come clean off. Still watching and damage. Low enough. One shot in the chamber. Monyet sends it! Holy! What is that?
That's an unbelievable round! PRX had them scrambling. Team Heretics just heads on a swivel the entire time. A lack of decisiveness there, I think. A decision had to be made. Do we go and push into the players flanking us? Do we commit to site? All right, in the end, with 35 seconds left, they decided to go towards the site. But even then, once they got to Boba, they didn't commit forwards. They went back towards the site and allowed themselves to get tangled up again. I mean, you could just see how uncomfortable that was from the Heretics' point of view. And frustration in the camp. That was their opportunity to tie things up at 10-10. They had the economy punished for PRX, and now it's them coming into the round with Sheriffs. Disaster.
They're going to need something similar, aren't they?
And what a piece of PRX magic, just when they needed it. Now, as much as the triple push out of A, despite all of the B presence, did work for them in the previous round, this time there's only Mindfreak home, and if Team Heretics step on the gas here, PRX are going to have to play retake.
Fully giving it up here. Top mid, flash forwards with the rifles. Oh my goodness.
How has that happened?
Sheriff kills still. Cleared out. He can't escape with the ult. Looking for it. 3 versus 3 though. There's still that danger there. Backside again. Cool made. Walking up for now. It's Mini Boo and Padatek. Anything to set this up? No, Yuto, they just want to take it. Raw aim, raw gunfights. Rian's last one forwards. Presses the advantage, or at least he thought there was one there. It's Forsaken who shuts that down. So up to 12 now for PRX.
Forsaken did everything he possibly could in that round just to get them up to map point. Had a flash for the first peak. His teammates fumbled it. He's there, the safety net, the backbone of the team, as he has been all tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think he was the best player for this team during kickoff, but at Madrid, he's given us that classic Forsaken performance. So consistent and good for the multi-kills in all of these really big rounds. So up to map point, PRX here, and looking like they want to start the round again with a stack on the A site. Team Heretics might be set up for a fast play themselves.
There's the coin flip here with a util sent flying, offloaded. Yet though, it's deep onto the angle, deep onto the line, another nade. Don't know if he's a tenor for that particular spot, but still he's there, fakes the TP, forwards of a slow orb. They have funneled them now. Team Heretics, they want nothing to do with this area. With the wall down, luckily, player remaining behind, just enough to break it.
And Team Heretics, they do that same smoke in mid, and they have options here. Do you try to put some pressure in mid? Do you try to put some pressure market? PRX playing passively throughout middle of the map, but actually getting a lot of information on the extremities. B main, A main, held by Mindfreak and Devi.
On the precipice now. No casualties, of course, but when it's slow down to this, anything could happen. Something, there's no way. Going for walking straight down towards it. Heretics there, there's a trade. Miniboo, fast on the response. Now forwards to the wall here with the drone. It just fades away and breaks. Forsaken is out wide. Just around the ankles, walking for the mid round. Is Munyet out into mid, lost. Man's just in the source here. Devi forwards, looks to just reclaim some of that ground here. Maybe a kill might do it. Maybe it might, but still Team Heretics are too disciplined. Well drilled. They do not want to let it slip now.
4v1 for Heretics to be able to deny the first of the map points that PRX have got. This round was so bizarre. PRX really scrambled by the slower pace. Team Heretics didn't put anybody on the outer wings of the map, grouped up in mid, and just waited for PRX to push for information. But what confuses me a little bit, Bren, is they already had good info over towards A main and B main. They knew that nobody was trying to actually take space in A main. You know, after the drone came through, one of them could have broken it, maybe set up some play to gain info afterwards, but they just went for a walk re-clear of mid twice. Once with something, and then once with Munyet, I believe it was, afterwards. So that's a lovely lifeline for Team Heretics to grasp hold of. There are still 2 chances here for PRX to be able to close out map 1.
Been hammering on about how important this initial map is. You know, Sunset, one of the best maps for both of these teams. And even Mixwell as well in that halftime interview talking about it. Whoever wins map 1, he reckons will win the entire series. That's just how important it is. You can feel it. Tensions are running high here. The new guard versus the old guard. Chance of slipping away despite the early beginnings to the series.
Now Team Heretics have seen that PRX have begun stacking the A site at the start of these rounds. So if this is a little faster towards B main, I wouldn't be surprised. But Miniboo's not there, so that entry power.
What's with the timing?
What's going on here?
Cam broken. They want to try and fight this one forward. Still,
They missed Benji.
They're weaving in and out the smokes. Yeah, this is just a confusing round all in all. Miniboo, he's through market. It's a wall through the window, man. He's already worked his way through and stuns up. Connects. Might break. He's still stunned. Hunter's Fury, though. Connection wide here. Something back into it. It's chaos, man. Pure chaos. But can you expect anything less? PRX, they thrive in it. Born in it, molded by it. Benji left to pick up the pieces and maybe forge something out of it, but it's a triple face. You do not stand, you fall against this team.
Defenders win.
Map 1 goes entirely there.
Neil talked to them after map 1. Map 2, they came out destroyed. Have Heretics tightened up those fundamental plays?
That's what they felt like was missing here. One-way smoke, Boo. Just tucks himself behind. He got plenty of backup right behind him now, but PRX, I don't like the sight of it.
They do not like it. As soon as that one-way was put down, they're like, nah, we are not going round. A very greedy turret there, being placed by Benji, letting them know if anybody's over towards A at all.
And they don't care about a util either, disrespecting it. Alarm bot triggered. I mean, listen, not even worried about the protocols for clearing through tree. They're only just doing it now.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit, oh, here we go. They're going for an aggressive post plan as well.
Trip broken immediately, one way. Up through, so Nate to set this up as soon as the first wave is going to be sent flying from Heretics.
Heretics played every single defense round on Sunset as a retake.
They're all going stairs.
And doing the same again here.
They're all going stairs. I don't think PRX are ready for this one at all. Look at this. They have to try and fight them forwards. The dash by something. Damage done. Look at that. No kills collected. It's all being filled up in the feed, a full of green. And greedy maybe perhaps is what you would describe it for PRX. Trying to play that one. Just misreading what kind of timing it can take.
That is a great retake setup, though, from Heretics. Most of the top teams that we see play do put the pressure over towards Heaven. If you think back to how Sentinels play the post-plant setups as well, same one way, a duelist in position up towards there, somebody playing pit. Usually there's going to be a pretty heavy denial in that area. And Rians just wanders in.
Yep.
I mean, he has such a free passageway to the site based on the utility that they throw from tree. And yeah, Alex, head in hands there at the gap that's developed. And remember, last time we saw PRX invest into this kind of round. They went for some kind of force after losing the follow-up, but deciding not to go for a force buy here.
Ooh. Whoa, chances there.
Yeah, very risky timing to go for, actually. You got to be worried on timings like that.
All up, all down, Marshall in the hands of something. Point pistol round though for Heretics 2 of 1. Didn't end up winning any of them in that prior map. It's part of the reason why PRX were able to take it. You know, they were losing in some of the other metrics.
Cover going out.
Okay, hell of a kill.
Yeah, that's just a peek from Paddytech, punished.
Trailblazer spotted that, so Benji, he's noted he is going to be playing onto that corner. 62 health, won't go down to a single shot of the Sheriff, but the Marshal might do it. Has to back away from this, surely. Still, tucks himself, but now backing away, respecting with a flash in his face. Out over the top, crouching and praying. You don't get your head taken off.
Another retake round for Heretics. Every single defense round in this match so far.
Have executes for it. Mosh pit. We're going to be landing towards the back of the sides of flash forwards. Miniboo's already there. Smokes cutting up all the available angles. Mind Freak Sheriff still not dissuaded. Beautiful flash. Forsaken. He's called himself 2. 93 health though. He's working with a bit of a disadvantage. Spike. Over the top. No way. Oh, just expecting the movement. Predicted with almost ease and finesse. And it's just a repeat of that first map, except on the other side of things. PRX winning the eco.
I think the big read there is that he doesn't go to try to break the wingman immediately.
Yeah.
And so Rians just thinks that he's not facing the wingman at all. Completely misunderstanding where Forsaken was repositioned to. And that's
cerebral stuff, man.
But I mean, that's devastating for Heretics again. Neilzinho's going to be screaming.
Fans are too, apparently. Here we are. Exchange of the util, skirmish time. Paranoia. Flying.
Stun misses.
Stun missing. Classics. Still want to take it with the rifles. There's a lot of danger here, but okay, might just be able to bail themselves out. Benji forwards into corner, locked down. Something.
Spike down A.
With something. It's going to be handy with the guns in his hands. Doesn't matter what he's got.
Couple weak players, but a 1v3 for Paddy to try to take when he's only got that Heretics classic.
And yeah, just going to be watching for the smokes and Mind Freak. Just down. Any available options? Any weaknesses there?
And so, again, Brent, I mean, this is actually one of the first rounds where we see Heretics not playing for the retake, right? They're actually fighting over rubble control at the start of the round. But I'm worried because in most of these rounds, they are just giving PRX the plant. And I don't think that that's a feasible way of being able to play 100% of the time. It doesn't matter how good your retakes are, you're not going to win them all. Yeah. You're going to give PRX too many advantages with the clock on their side once they get the spike down. And their positioning able to adjust. See what they end up doing here. Ult starting to get online. Seekers could be potentially large, and something has it on.
Hello. Yeah, he uses the smoke to cross here. There are many players waiting for this, but he has the dash to get himself out of there. Disengages forwards. It's a call going to be made here by Forsaken, using the Seekers now on top of him. Molly at the feet there through the door. Paddytech, a few stray bullets. Moniette was fast through with that satchel. One more, 2 hands. Going to be using it to try and cut himself up onto the gap, but this is a good call by Heretics, or at least it was. Topple in the end. 2 of them just trying to fight the one section of the site. Now backside control. Game for Moniette, but he is alone. Wingman down and out here, just spamming randomly with the bullets going all over the place. Mini boot doesn't stand a chance of getting that trade.
And if Neilzinho was worried about the fundamentals, again, he is not going to be impressed in that situation. Wingman goes out to clear one side of it. Miniboo still has slide available. They don't go for a double push through the smoke to try to make sure they can trade anybody who might be playing over towards the pit or the box. Rians just jumps out the smoke on his own.
Discipline is slipping.
It is, and this is one of the biggest things actually that has powered both of the EMEA teams through so much success. And if you can't hold it together when the pressure is on, you aren't going to be able to make it deep in tournaments like this.
It's never been on more than this. Heat up to max, it's elimination. Keep reminding everybody at home because Sometimes the format can get confusing. But yeah, that play, I mean, listen, that call to just collapse onto the one section of the site almost goes their way. They get blinded up in the process, but...
Yeah. And Divide finding big value out of playing solo initiator Sky, something that most teams have moved away from. This looks like Miniboo wants to take a timing. He goes for this kind of flash peek, looking to try and take a fight really early on with a smoke. He's normally good for it. He's just been so sharp.
Go for it again. There it is. Plenty more where that came from, Miniboo.
So good.
Yeah, rings true.
But on the other side of the map, Boo tries to fight solo over towards Mound, dies. That opens up the C site. And it's only Miniboo that has a rifle online. Look how quick something is to get into position.
Twists and turns, but he has to adjust here. Surely there's a high-low goal. What is happening over here? Okay.
For apparently no reason, Mindfreak is taking a 1v2 and winning it because he has the rifle and you don't.
Yeah, why not? Rians, by the way, got one foul, but okay. Only had the sheriff anyway.
And Miniboo, who opened it up, is now asked to ace in order to close it if there was any chance of being able to win the Thrifty, which it doesn't look like there is.
Yeah, all over the place.
And again, I think a lot of people are going to be thinking to themselves, right, we were just waiting for PRX to wake up. But they have had some rough tournament showings in the past.
Slow start for 2023.
Yeah, absolutely. But on the other side of things, I feel like a result like this, if it continues spiraling out of control, is gutting for Heretics, because they were only a few rounds away, as the desk was saying at the beginning of this match, from putting Sentinels in this kind of position.
Yeah.
And we saw, if they're having close games against Sentinels, and they were the first team to be able to qualify through the playoffs, they should be able to be considered favorites in a matchup like this, you would think, with the current form of PRX.
Surely.
But so much of the pressure that PRX provides with their willingness to take fights and their pace is catching Team Heretics off and opening up cracks that other teams have not been able really to exploit.
Yeah. You know, PRX is public enemy #1 for the armchair analyst. It's already been through that whole spiel, don't get me wrong, because
you
the
get shot.
they play, yeah, you get shot, you die, Mindfreak, classic example, thank you for showing me.
Enemy remaining.
And, you know, they don't play Orthodox comps most of the time. This is maybe the closest you can get, but they don't even play double controller here on Lotus.
No.
But it's about the tempo and timings that they take and the confidence in which they take those fights, and it really does rattle some of these teams if they haven't played against a team like this. And listen, there's not many teams in EMEA that are going to be playing like PRX.
And look at the amount of utility that Team Heretics are now conditioned to put into Mound. And PRX, they're going to start to spiral off in another direction. Benji Fishy has a good retake ultimate here, but is in a fairly committed position on site. Not completely. How do they want to play this? There are 3 players ready to defend.
Round the back. Oh, it's watched for. 2 players. They're onto the corner. Someone yet doesn't get away with it. In fact, Forsaken, an attempt to at least grapple some control of the map. He's alone, though, doing so, and he will be falling. So, great opener now for Heretics.
And a change-up, right? They played that actually to hard anchor the site and flood defend instead of going for the retake. And I think mixing that up is probably going to be a bit of a win con for them. You don't want to count PRX out, though, still in a 3v5.
Smoke propped. Where is Freak off to?
He's taking risks, exploring over towards Heaven.
Something with the op! He just peeks into that. I mean, Heretics are playing that with the most discipline, the utmost discipline. 2 players. At least going to be trying to get into position to trade this one here forwards. They hear it, the dash. And now with a lockdown placed down, it's all orchestrated in time. Something seems to go for it! That is ridiculous! Still, to his back here, plenty of players now rushing into it. No detainment, forwards, Miniboo taking a fight, and it is galvanizing, sticking onto the defuse, but a stray shot found. Half though, 1 and out, Miniboo, what a time to come alive!
Outrageous round from Miniboo. His team needed it. That was almost thrown away. Heretics were up in a 5v3. Mindfreak went wandering out through Heaven. He caught Boo, and something was producing Magi with the operator on site. The first kill, he finds the timing, but the second kill, Benji knows he's there. Oh!
It's a jump spot as far as Jiggle to bait out the initial shot, and Miniboo, he saves the day.
It's this final one, to me, that's almost the most impressive of it, because he has to react to Divide be in there and hit the headshot. So now we see more of this rubble pressure as we get into the round.
Yeah, we are in the thick of things.
Yep, something dashed out, already burnt that. Looking to try to take an operator shot early. And so Heretics have made this adjustment on the defense side. We are going to control Rubble, even if it costs us the Mosh and the Dizzy at the beginning of the round. You know, we are just going to invest those. But I do like the way that Miniboo is rotating instantly after going for that stun at the start of the round. So they just make it feel like there's 3 players over towards A, and they still have the Neon ready to go for a push like this.
What's a call? Facing down with the smoke. Shot going wide there for something. Looking out with his life, or does he want to go for seconds? You can never really tell. Deep up position. Does Boo get spotted? Doesn't look like it. Yep, Monier's right behind him. There's no protocols in place for this one, and he's playing it patiently. Really waiting it out. Could be a risk being played, but no, he's just lined it up for the 2. And they are beamed down. No chance with the spike dropped at his feet. Lovely gift just granted to him.
That's just a big mistake from Devi there. Not using the dog to try to check up top. Not thinking about that. Something, despite getting the pick on Miniboo, is going to get cleaned up by that swing from Riens. That's one you do not see that very often. Teams not thinking about clearing top of Rubble. Instant hit of the red button there. Alex, slam on the desk. Accidentally hit the timeout button. But, I mean, when you see situations like that, you do have to remind your team what's going on a little bit. And on top of that, too, I really feel like the way that Team Heretics are playing their defense macro is working here. That's another thing that Neil Zenio pointed out in what was a fantastically articulate coach interviews, like they want to fight with the showstopper. Heretics might have to be a little worried.
Devi with the Odin spam as well is going to be spamming a potential angle as well that they're going to cross themselves into. Here it is. Colliding, clashing, battle lines drawn, rocket sent, fly, no! Denied! And it's Heretics! They reign supreme! Don't you dare step forward towards A Rubble. Full territorial control.
But PRX are not going there again. If that was the round called by Alex, he will have been expecting a very different outcome. How on earth did Monia get so overwhelmed by Miniboo? Every time I watch Miniboo play the Neon, I am outrageously impressed at what he does. He somehow managed to dodge, duck, dip, weave his way. Look at him pushing there off the back of the Paranoia. He slides underneath Monia, shoots him.
1 enemy remaining.
Right in the perineum.
Go big, yeah! Go big, yeah, right?
You're getting glimpses there, potentially just a comp getting outvalued. I mean, you don't have the same tools to try and take a pound-for-pound fight towards Rubble control. And now Heretics with that in their back pocket, looking to condition again. Look at it, they sent similar util flying over towards the A side, but PRX have different ideas. They're in through B. Alarm bot, it's going into a completely different direction. Not sure what happened there with it! You're holding util into your hands. Paranoia forwards. Boombot, though, he's still target. Boo is going out of there.
Boo was concerned about someone pushing even through the Viper wall. That's why he took so long to go for the TP. But it's left PRX 2v4. And the score tied at 4v4. This comeback from Heretics has been lovely, and it doesn't look like it's showing any signs of slowing down.
Wonderful beginning, especially for the defense side of Lotus.
Certainly.
You keep this this lead, this should be lead, you know, expecting it, and yeah, I mean, inevitable at this point.
There was a chance there. The Forsaken just slipped through him. Boo decided to watch something different, but he's on point with it. And PRX, again, it's these macro ideas that they're now starting to struggle with a little bit. This time, they're like, right, well, we're not going to fight Rubble, but if they're committing 3 players to A at the start of the round, we're going to try and take that early round timing and pounce somewhere else around the map. B seemed like a good idea, but they just weren't able to capitalize. Even with Riens peeking with utility in his hands. Paddy got a very fast response with that snake bite going down. And Monia, the final one left for 10 seconds. Just has his aim in the wrong direction. Heretics take the lead. And frankly, they've already done a spectacular job on their defense. And that's after going 4-1 down.
I need this.
Ult's building up for Heretics on top of it. It's all looking good.
Final bullet there that Patty decided to spray with, where he catches Mindfreak. Not quite sure if Mindfreak himself was vulnerable, but there was a snakebite down there to try to put pressure on the players getting in.
Squeeze being put on these PRX players. What will be the answer? Get away over towards C. Getting a move on, getting a bit of a jog on there. Dash now activated something. Updraft, forwards.
They've beaten Miniboo to the site.
Yeah, right into it, aren't they? Towards the back of the site. Now, the turret taken care of. Do they want to seek to try and fight this one? Surely Heretics might have some protocols. Listen to this. Look at this, man. Just straight through the gap. Something glides his way out of there. Plant now down. First kill. Advantage now for them, but Thrash in through. No, broken almost immediately there. And the Trip really doing the most to slow it all the way down. Trailblazer now being utilized. Device Spots 2 is going to be calling out for his team. Dizzy dealt with. Popped like a balloon straight into the sky here, but now it comes down to the gunfights. And something is unleashed entirely. Sky will not take no for an answer. Ace stolen away, but I don't think they care. It's a round on the board.
And finally, PRX find that early round timing. Right, they go over towards C at the beginning of this one and create themselves a lovely little angle for something to fight over. This one over the top of the smoke. Great stuff. And don't overstay their welcome either. Bit of anti-synergy, I think, in terms of Rian's utility as he went to try to retake. But PRX will be super happy about that. They can still make a serious go of this attack half.
They certainly can. And everybody grouped up again over towards C. Listen, if it works, just keep running it. Apparently it's the PRX way.
Right, but this time Paddy is there so early, so there is going to be a vulnerable here.
Yeah, this is the adaptation here. Nana Swarm, vulnerable, applied with the Snakebite players. They are doubled up, moving towards it. Another flash here, just spots it as well. Glowing the halo ring around the head. And Benji, Fishy, beautiful with the movement. Offsets it just enough and sets himself up for another one, but still sprayed down. Miniboo! Oh my God!
So good with it!
Just impeccable stuff. And already anticipating the TP. Mindfreak reclaims the spike. The players, though, are scattered to the winds. They are expecting it towards A, towards B.
And this is where Mindfreak can absolutely freak their
I
minds.
was hoping you wouldn't say it.
But I mean, the mind games here genuinely are so huge, right?
Yeah.
Everybody on Heretics backs off, anticipating that Omen ult.
Spike.
And Mindfreak's tucked himself down over towards water. He's managed to engineer himself quite a good opportunity to win this.
Yeah, he has.
He will be facing against Mosh, Wingman on Diffuse, Paranoia, so Heretics, these are the players that didn't actually have to flood Defense C, so they still have a lot of util.
Shadows traveling.
First layer of it, Mosh, Diffuse, sticking through. No, 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 no. The bullets do not connect, but he stops it onto half. They still don't claim the kill. What is the call? Paranoia forwards, cuts off the sound cues. Rians, he's just sticking it. He knows he can. That is immaculate stuff by Heretics.
Beautifully done.
Last round.
Playing with the noise cues. And Heretics take themselves into the lead. So now PRX, from a macro perspective again, Bren, what do you go for? Because you thought the C hit was going to work. You thought you could beat the timing of Miniboo getting over to the C site. And instead, it's Patty who runs in to help Benji. And Patty, he just goes in there as a utility sponge.
Oh, yeah.
But it allows everybody else to focus on Patty, and Benji gets that little safe spot to be able to pick up two.
Out of my way.
Same again, 3 players, control rubble for the defense. Paddy immediately sprints over to try to help Benji, anticipating the C hit. But instead, PRX, okay, we're gonna go for the late round re-clear over towards rubble.
Making noise over towards C. I mean, it does pull all sorts of players over. Boo, skipping a hop. He has to just try and tuck his head in, and he does, just narrowly avoiding the knives, but he can't avoid the explosive. The bullets follow it all the way up here. Now Rian's in position, way ahead of the curve. That's something.
Did not think anyone was home.
Eurofraft will reveal the location of a few of these players now. Still, they set themselves up into the post line. It's a good position for it, but when you, or at least Mindfreak has decided to play for backside on top of this box. Now, it's unusual, unorthodox.
Last time the retake came from stairs, sorry.
Is again, once more players doubled up. Forsaken will fall. Breaking the util though, back of the site. Removing one, still with the judge in hand. Not enough can be done here. Mindfreak has got so much more to do. Can't do it. Can't withstand it. Pit down. Doesn't cover the defuse entirely.
It's not a good pit.
The sound. Q forwards. Damage! Just about. And half on it. Plenty more time as well. So Heretics, that's a 7-5 finish here on the defense side of Lotus. They're going to be more than happy with that.
Yeah, they're going to be so pleased with what they've been able to put together. 4 out of 5 of the rounds for PRX. We're right at the start. Team Heretics win the pistol, and PRX break that, go on a run, and somehow Team Heretics are still able to get back into this.
And yeah, it all points towards it, the Heretics' advantage. Well, we know they're going to be happy. Let's find out what the fans think.
And looking towards, on the horizon, a split where PRX looked a little dodgy with an unusual composition. Neil Zenio talk between map 1 and map 2 may be becoming a thing of legends. We'll have to see if PRX have got something to say about that, though.
Done wonders for them. Now the Dizzy popped early here. Something removes it. Didn't have to use the stash, though, in response, because he didn't want to get overwhelmed, but there's no follow-up, no rush afterwards.
It's a fake presence over towards C Mound, right? When something fights over it like that, it makes it feel like there's a big stack over towards C, and instead, the trap play is Monya hidden in a corner on A. Yeah, and he's about to give away his position.
I think the flashbang, he's just opened the door, blinded up, and it's a complete collapse. I mean, listen, could go in either direction. Still, only 2 players left to stand. Withstand that kind of pressure. Boo's already snuck his way through, but he's being watched for. Understanding that fully, Benji, fishy, nade out and wide, but a couple of chances, but no dice, not with the kills here.
That is great. I love that pistol round play from PRX. Right, when you're on a pistol round and you see utility and presence over towards Mound, you're going to think that the stack is over there. And teams are normally going to play some kind of 1-1-3 on this map. And here, I mean, the frustration from Boo, because he realizes he just wandered straight into that trap play from PRX.
Important pistol round for PRX. That's a definite silence across the arena. Madrid not happy. Sets PRX up for a nice little slam dunk for the next round here, but okay, just slowly re-clearing out towards Mound now. Cam's going to be spotting it. Here we go with the judge. You should be able to absolutely eviscerate. Take your pick, Forsaken. Oh my, where's he pulled that from? Knife in the back pocket, shanking the opposition. But he's far. He's going for a knife of his own.
Oh, that's amazing.
What am I watching?
That's incredible. Has anyone told the players it's an elimination game? On yet? You realize your tournament life's on the line, buddy?
Oh.
Oh, I love how much fun PRX have with every game. It is so infectious. I mean, the knife play here makes sense for Boo, right? He knows that there's a play with the judge, just run out of bullets. That one is just mental.
Oh, Alex is pissed, man. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, God. You would not think it's an elimination match. No, you really wouldn't. So, bonus round setup. A lot of util now. An explosion out towards A rubble with the walls across themselves. Up in a counter play. They want to try and fight this. What? A shot nailed it with the damage. The nade on top. It's all being overlapped and through and found. So many kills. All flowing. PRX on fire with it. Benji. A nice go of things, but not enough to withstand the pressure. And oh my, oh my, oh my. That is a wonderful round to win here for PRX. That's a bonus round conversion.
Yeah, that's monumental for PRX. Being able to crush Team Heretics there so decisively, their economy is about to get out of control. And it also sets that fear into Heretics. Okay, we're not actually going to be able to contest Rubble. How? How have we failed to take Rubble against a team that, you know, is playing double duelist with a Cypher here? But they still have quite a lot of tools to go with, and they're willing to fight. They're willing to commit bodies.
Something might be able to just clean up here. Yeah, okay, despite the fact that he was blinded up, goop on his face. Angle played by Forsaken, he's stunned. They don't expect it. They don't expect it, yet they still find the shots. Forsaken, a bit of whiffage in play.
Go, go, go.
Reclaimed the gun, actually. That's a massively important one.
That shot was very close to connecting. Winnie Boo does only have 125 health. That's going to take some of the damage out of picking up that Phantom, I think. No matter how good your aim is.
Trailblazer sees 2. That's the call now for the Paranoia play. It has to be used in response to try and push them back, but they want to push it and re-clear it together now. Angles, watch. Mini Boo, you're the most to do. Maybe you can really stand and deliver the result you're expecting here. That is the danger when you hand this guy a rifle.
He's been so incredible. 15-9, but just winning enormous impact frags.
Cool, calm and collected with the aim. Hands it over as well. Knows that he's the lowest player. Now he's going to be the bait being played forward. Something! Oh, hopes and dreams dashed to the winds there.
And all of the tension sucked out of the round in a moment. That's the power of the Outlaw. I don't think we've seen a double kill like that in a high-pressure round from the Outlaw particularly, but those bang, bang, down they went. PRX are definitely the team that's trying to use this gun the most. You see Forsaken something using it fairly often.
Yeah.
Coming into the next round, though, full armor on everybody for Heretics. So they're not falling into the trap of ruining their economy, but if they lose this, they're potentially in a death spiral.
There's the one watching it. Trying to take a timing there with the shots. He is pretty isolated. What are you doing?
That's mad.
What's going on here?
Hello?
Opens the door. Plenty of players. There's a punish. What? Just snaps onto him.
Oh, that's what he was doing.
Oh, that was what he... Oh, okay, he was just cheating for a second. Okay, yeah, no, I get it, okay. Thrash clearance through into the site. They know it's open now, but something towards the back of it again. Can be cleared. Traded eventually. Remove this guy. Pesky. Problem into the back of the site. Yeah, 3 players.
Mini Boo's pushed up. Has the potential for a 1v1.
There's Heretics are winning their fights at the necessary ones. Rifles in the hands of these players, locked down through. We're going to be forcing these PRX players. They've got to take a faster time in, and this is only 4 seconds. They're going to get detained. Forsaken, there's nowhere to watch.
I mean, to be honest, if he had been detained there, would anyone have even known where he was? Mindfreak opens the door in a 1v3, but it does not look winnable. Thrash goes just to clear out his position too.
Over the top, hello. Open door, open sight line.
I mean, he's got 2 fish to dodge in this round.
Mini Boo's already on the flank, look at it, he's rapid. Right behind him, so not even going to get the chance to save this rifle, or in all likelihood, there's no way Mindfreak expects it. He doesn't.
Not at all. And how are we about to praise Team Heretics for such a great recovery when the round began by something? Being able to get 2 kills with an Outlaw in a position where you just would not expect
just
somebody to get any. Look at that. Look at that shot. And this one, a bit more of a gimme because Paddy Tech did swing right into the crosshair. And they got the punish early on. From there, Riens and Mini Boo just holding positions, able to pick off both sides of that pincer retake. And PRX are going to take a timeout here after only losing 1 round. I'm not exactly sure what out that Heretics got to Madrid. Nobody was expecting this team to go out 0-2. But if PRX get another 4 on the board, that is going to be the reality.
Pinged just an outline of a rubble with 4 players stacking. The guns aren't ideal, but they're holding for a refight attempt here. Yeah, and okay, it's baited out. Team Heretics seem to be aware of that fact, and now they are just making a great pilgrimage over towards the other section of the site. The other side, which Forsaken is holding with just a shorty. Benji Fishy going to be familiar with the double pump, but
and
they'll be able to navigate it.
The question for Heretics in a more general sense on their attack side is, when PRX go for an aggressive stack like that, do we try to punish it by playing quick ourselves?
Oh, stunned. Cage! Bullets going wide.
Because I think what you saw there is they add a pause into the round, just in case it's a stack on C. And they're rewarded for it.
Oh yeah, players dropping like flies now.
Last player
Of course, the weaken by for them, but this is going to be evened up in terms of the rounds. Rifle has to be safe for something.
Yeah, he could actually send this one and build up to his ultimate, but he's going to decide to play it a little more cautiously. Not allow the ult cycle on the attack side to start building. PRX there decided to go for a re-clear of rubble without the neon wall being used. And I think if there's going to be any cue as to where Heretics are fighting at the beginning of the rounds, I would use the neon wall as a really big deciding tell.
Just the indicator.
Yeah, because I really don't think Mini Boo's going to be sending it very often from the games that I've watched without there being something behind it. Throws it there as a little victory. Victory wall.
Cuts off some of the sidelines. Will something keep the rifle? Yeah, he will. So
I think they are going to struggle a little bit holding onto this C site if only Forsaken is going to play there. I would imagine, I mean, let's start here. The Cypher's very good against the Neon in general. The Trips are looking to try and find really big value, any kill trip kind of setups. But I think usually you're going to want to put one of them for some kind of like mid-control or info towards another site. And I also think Heretics are just slow and diligent enough to clear common positions.
interestingly enough, the Trips, I mean, laid down the B site.
Yeah.
Happy with something just holding space towards Mound. He was pre-firing for the Dizzy, but it wasn't sent flying. Turret in the one-way. This will give them a good indicator. Has to get broken. And Boo is on a high ground angle. This guy will be able to see the exit across the site if somebody decides to play out of that Mound area. Not quite.
Yeah, the angle just watching the push up.
Yeah.
And I think something's more likely to go for that if Team Heretics put any pressure towards A, but they've been silent on that side of the map.
The Dizzy's there, Paranoia with the stun. I mean, beautiful util. Can't fault that side of Heretics' game. Deeply familiar with it at this point.
But again, Heretics don't go for something quick off the back of it. Once they gather information, they're trying to slow the round down and pick the right site. Against a team like PRX, though, who are happy to gamble, that can be a little
wait
dangerous.
a second. False information, Mindfreak cancels. Did he hear the shots being fired at him? Seekers now through the wall. This is going to be breaking the door. Let's create an opening here. Mindfreak might just get over
It's
upon.
20 seconds,
Yeah,
Brent. This is
go
too
for it.
slow from Heretics.
And yes, still has a nade as well. They want to go to B. They want to go to B. Did they clear the corner? Yes, they
Wow.
do. Aware of it.
Trips.
Trips though, exactly so. Oh my god, that's precarious! Adjustment! Nasty with the spray. Something is looking beautiful with it. Odin spraying potential there with a neural theft, just pointing out these targets, lighting them up. Can they find it? Still scattered, dashing forwards, at least with the satchel in flame on yet. It's forwards, he wins his fight out. Benji in Remain, at least a spike is planted for him, but it's a 1v2. 1v2. Nano Swarm, slow it down still. He might have to just hit an absolute worldie. The time pressure, it's against these PRX players. Munyet sticking, kill, needs to be found, half on it, defuse already gained! And a real chance for PRX. They land their shots. It was favored for them anyway in that particular spot, and a lead regained.
Too slow, I think,
have
from
any
Heretics
speeds?
in this
I
round.
may have downed my
Trying to
speed.
get into a site with only 20 seconds left added so much danger. You know, even with Riens being able to pick up Mindfreak there, they're going into a trip setup. Sure, something does hit. An unbelievable 2K there. Outrageous. But just on the balance of things, there was so much danger for them to navigate in that kind of situation. And I do love the way that PRX played that retake up through heaven, diving Monyet in and swinging behind with an Odin.
Last day, it's the call's made. Gonna hear this U-turn now, Forsaken. Playing up close to tree, he's got an Odin spam, he's waiting for the door to be popped. Here, pops the cage, doesn't feel like he can really play that position. That is a kill trip setup on the one side of the site. The stuns, wrestled through. It's Forsaken in a spot to really punish this kill trip if somebody does walk into it.
I think so, it's from heaven.
But doesn't look likely.
Coming through.
Trailblazer. Players back. Backside control. Now a fight towards Rubble once more, actually, with that flash. Now the thrash.
Can Benji stop these guys?
That's going to be the question. Benji right towards the back there, updraft to avoid at least the detainment, but it doesn't entirely. He's going to be locked up, restricted, restrained. Devi just catching a bullet straight to the head. The spam by Forsaken. Again, this looks like, just again, an even round for Heretics. Earn themselves up to 10. The call has to be made here, and they will back away, so PRX giving it up. Back and forth we go.
And Team Heretics, they tie it up 10-10. I just want to explain a little bit about how difficult the macro calls are when you play against a team like PRX. We've seen Heretics are trying, with Boo at the IGL position, to figure out what the setup looks like and then try to slow the round down enough to make sure they're making the right call. This round, they decide, well, PRX are just kind of rotating around the map to figure out where we are in gambling. So let's just send it A. Let's increase the pace. Let's not bother with these slower pace rounds, and let's just try to overwhelm them and hope that they're not force stacking A for some random reason. And this time, the stack isn't there, they get in onto the A site, everything goes cleanly. Can you imagine if they ran that, and PRX just decided to fight Rubble there? Would have been a totally different situation. And now PRX going for the Mound presence. So once more, Heretics looking pretty good with this Rubble control.
Yoda, this time I don't think it's going to be pushed back so easily. Here's it, door switched. Oh my god, the guns! Running and gunning does not win it out. Knives in the face of Benji Fishy, couple in the chest. We'll
And that's
drop
big,
it.
that's big. Benji shut down both the duelists in the previous round when they went for that flank. So now Team Heretics have to either push forwards to get control somewhere else, or set somebody else up to watch behind.
Might be their aim. Heal online, something. Back up to 100. Doubled up position, holding in the pit. Boo is low though. It's like Breeze might just topple him over. Here we go, a rapid offense approach into it, not clearing the corner, not expecting it. And really only just spotting the one, they're not going to expect the second, surely not. Here, through into tree, satchel back and away, Boo. Again, as I said, he's low enough, still wins his fight, and Heretics regaining that lead right back.
Going for a post-plant setup there with 2 in pit. A little bait and switch. Taking that space forwards on the site instead of all getting stuck inside tree. And PRX didn't send anyone heaven. They all went through stairs or through into sight. Nobody going heaven to try to clear out pit. And once again, Boo finds a really important duel against Monyet.
Everything being invested into this round. You can see it already, it's a C-take with a util.
Monyet's in position to break a lockdown.
TV into the back, he sticks it, Boo is in so much danger. That's a rifle given up, Judge close quarters, into the action once more, it's C, trips, not quite dealt with, mosh pit as well, pushes them back and away. Surely you break this, and you do. Spike, not planted.
And now that Monyet's dead, Benji can go for the lockdown.
Do just that, drops it down, it's necessary at this point. PRX seeking to try and gain an advantage, seeking to try and take the fights before they're set up and ready. They're the ones getting punished. 2 still left standing.
Welcome to my
Do with the guns, what can I do with the guns into the pit?
If PRX manage to find some angles that work for them, perhaps they can get lucky. Benji would die to just some random blasts in there.
Yeah, and the Judge might be the perfect gun for the job, to be honest with you. Glides up, close, forwards, here, can't land it, can't snap and adjust it. Mind Freak, spamming away. It's a beautiful pit as well, it covers every single possibility. And even just trying to save the operator, Benji knows that's his time to strike. Up to 12, Heretics can feel it, this is their lifeline, this is their chance to continue the series.
The last couple of rounds, I really feel like Monyet has had a couple of chances to be able to pull things through and win this map for PRX. And instead, you saw him lose a duel to Boo, trying to retake that position over towards tree, and in this round, doesn't find the timing to use his showstopper, when it would have been game-altering, and propelled his team forwards.
The money dire now for PRX. Turning point in the map. This round right here. Guardian purchases. Here in the setup, push back, doesn't activate the dash, is really going to try and overstay as well, potentially. Looks to get rid of that terribly, can't. There it is. Finds it. Heretics are going to be throwing a bit of caution into the mix here, I think. They're worried about the showstopper that Monyet's holding in his back pocket.
The more time they tick off the clock, though, it could be a round-winning play. You know, if they end up going for a hit with 25 seconds left, Monyet's in the right position, it's game over. Throughout this all as well, Rien's his attack side opping. I assume he has a rifle there too. It's just that they want to hold this really slow pace. Normally teams will start moving at about the minute mark, which is just past. You see Heretics take a little bit of rubble control, starting to group up. Rien's ultimate here could be huge.
Into Monyet though. Cross section with the walls.
And the time is ticking.
They're backing away.
Something is still at Mound. They've never dealt with this.
40 seconds.
This is the problem with playing so passively. They haven't taken any map control. They haven't forced PRX back. At least Monyet is on the other side of the map, but something is right here.
Slows the dash too. Here it is, head found, popped, right off. Where's the next one? Won't get it, but still he evacuates. He's out of there. Buy some time for the rest of his team. Thrash will try and lay the groundwork, at least a bit of pavement for this team to follow through. At least walk up back onto entertainment. Not there, updraft forwards. Mini boot in the danger zone, 12 seconds left. Where is this plant and is it coming online at any time soon? They're choosing. They want to try and push all the way through. Monyet to the back wall. He didn't get seconds, no way, everybody's fallen. Time, they get it with kills. Continuation, extension of play, Heretics. Not willing to...
Process of PRX trying to figure out their identity, struggling to reinvent themselves a little. Let's see how good they look running basically last year's meta composition, except with Monyet not on the Astra.
Mini Boo. Straight up through, look at that. Smoke to cut off the at least backwards retreat potential for the punish, but everybody just wants to react into this one. PRX through into B, they realize it's an open site.
Just looking for the hard lurk player, but I think PRX's comp won't have as much of a hard lurk.
They're in back site. Looks like they want to try and take a fight.
Paranoia.
It's Paranoia. Off of whose contact? Something's here. Let loose, let rip. Boo hits the deck. Now there's plenty more players just trying to scoop up and vacuum back up that space. The Heretics are worried about it.
They're using the flash there to stop the trade, not to set up the kill. Hyper confident that something's going to win the duel.
Now just walking right into it. Look at this. Forsaken! Oh my!
It's another immaculate pistol round from PRX. These pistol rounds and the thrifties, the low buys in general, have been really solid for PRX.
It's been the major win gun for them, man. I mean, the reason why these maps have been so closely contested. The pistol rounds, the bonus rounds, the ecos.
Yeah. Forsaken even going for the shorty in this round, just so that he can set up a play like that. So good. Boo's scratching his head just a little there. Another round where Team Heretics were very much playing for the retake. They went for that early round aggression into the opposite side of the map, kind of funneling PRX into the B hit so that they could play retake, and it ended up just getting crushed by post-plant aggression. Got to be wary of that. Something is on a heater so far.
It's popping off. Stack though. Nade, stun, flooding back in. Lines it up, but Boo was able to just at least capitalize from the back lines. Forwards is the position of Rians. Round and around the pillar we go. The kills found once more for Boo. But that classic 3 versus 3. They haven't given up over of the weapons though. They've been dropped down, not really reclaimable.
And I think that might end up being the difference maker. PRX still really heavily favored despite losing people.
Okay.
Oh, very close on that timing.
Stealing sight.
Paranoia, forwards. Just clipping the side of the head, but the wall taking most of the damage. Something, this guy, he's feeling it. He's on one. 4 kills against the eco, farming up towards the Blade Storm.
Yeah, and that's amazing because Monyet and Forsaken both didn't really invest into that round. They can start to buy. Something's getting close to the Blade Storm too. And this has got real power on the bonus round. And I think this is what, again, like you said, Brett, one of the biggest reasons why PRX have been able to make this a really close series so far. Putting a lot of pressure on Heretics when Heretics have looked better in the gun rounds.
Yeah. Looking a bit like a library right now in the arena, but a bonus round might just turn the frowns upside down for a lot of the fans.
Benji is hiding in this corner!
Oh my! Through, hiding into the corner, but what can he really do? There's a cage, just to play anti-flash position. Nasty, nasty adjustment. Snaps upwards, they don't know where he is.
Lost.
They're trying to hunt him down! Lost as anything!
And something did not even try to get the trade. He went for a react play into heaven.
He's in heaven! Camped, tagged up.
That's wild! That is wild! When the Jet engages like that and pushes elbow, you expect, I would say 100% of the time, the Jet is going to then go back into sight to make sure you deal with that troublesome player. Benji normally should be able to get 1 there and then just get shot in the back. And instead he gets 3?
Follow up. But my God, what a time to really shine.
And okay, it hasn't broken the PRX economy.
I'm so good! I'm so good! Yo, sit down! Yo, guys, sit down! Sit down!
But I got to agree. I got to agree.
Out of my way.
Benji's been a nightmare for them to deal with, but fast, up mid.
Oh, again, you anticipate anything else other than it, Mini Boo. He holds it down, rooted in place at times, but just finds that kill against his adversary.
Another player who's just been phenomenal individually for Heretics. They've had the firepower today to be able to go toe-to-toe with PRX. It's just about being able to, you know, get the really important rounds across the line.
Ball fades, spots it, 1 player, stun. Fault line to re-peek. Flash through around the back.
And a re-clear. Something can tell the rest of his team there that clearly there's a stack over towards B Heaven if they're going to make a play like that.
Trips. Disgusting one out towards Heaven. That's to punish a player who might be just trying to updraft, satchel their way up through main into that spot.
And that's a classic play that Something will go for. What a re-clear. Beautiful read.
Timing could not have been better. Now it's left up to just a few stragglers, PRX players. Nice movement, at least the tip. Tap! Not enough! Benji! Precision
30 seconds left.
on display, fully in control. Don't you dare set your sights or your feet whatsoever near his side, because this guy is on one.
He looks amazing. I mean, he must have gone for the pop-off after that round too. If he's already calling himself, I don't know, what word did he use? Great coded? I don't care. Throw all the superlatives out there. He is giving it.
fuel to the fire here for Heretics. It wasn't already there, silencing them. Look at that. Getting cheeky with it.
But he is looking monstrous over here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the trip being broken sets up the reclear.
He set the crowd off.
Reclear areas, and PRX fall into it like they did in the previous round. Oh, that's not a weakness anymore. Suddenly it's a strength.
The back of the timeout. Looks like the call's been made. Guess what? Looking like they might have wanted to send it, but no, just pausing here in the cam. Up above. Oh, my.
Just some well-timed spam there based on the wall going up.
Camera taken out.
Benji's in the same spot again. Doesn't care.
By all metrics, I mean, that should be just a one and done. But the man's been making it a 3 and done.
It's also really good because it pulls people onto really deep, committed angles that the rest of your team can play off.
Nade. Fault line.
This is
down.
This is dangerous, actually, for Paddy.
Giving up heavy control. Benji, though, still. Guess what? Same spot here. Yeah. Not really with the guns, though. The flashing is good, and the connection! Was a T-flash. He maintains his composure. Locking it down and through with the riflesman. Yet, not too much more you can do.
Even with re-ends, blinding the bejesus out of Benji there, he still manages to deliver in that position. He's so comfortable playing from there. Seen him play that spot so many times in EMEA throughout the kickoff.
One dead.
But you see, even when Moniak goes for that elbow push, it doesn't pull his crosshair. He waits for the next player through. And Rienz is sending those flashes so that he can play off the back of it too, right? He's playing himself into the spot.
I'm so sad here.
But yeah, something to clean up slightly. Early ramp at the beginning of this round. And this is the first time where we've seen PRX, from what I can remember, play very spread across the map. They're fighting for both sides of the map at the same time. A ramp and B main.
Control of both of them.
I can't believe Benji is in the same damn
spot. But they also just keep wanting to go A, despite the fact that Benji's been doing this one. And they're walking out,
No way.
Again, they don't expect it.
There's no way.
Again, a 90-degree snap to the side for Forsaken. That's a wrist breaker, but he doesn't land any shots in the process. And they're left stunned almost, reeling.
The fact that Forsaken, who is now playing the Rays, is not clearing that position because he's like, right, guys, Benji cannot be there 3 rounds in a row.
Right there.
That would be silly.
That would be silly. But sometimes silly's what it takes. Because a team like PRX, something at the attack side up, reveals his hand. Everybody backing away, though. What you were talking about earlier, Josh, you know, that prior map control, they were gaining B main, A main at the same time. They're leaving something really to his own devices. There's so much danger here.
But look, if something wants to clear this corner that Benji's been playing in, he has to come out so wide.
Look at this. I mean, even with it, oh, the
30
movement.
seconds
It's
left.
nice. No way. Committal! Timing!
There's no way.
Boo!
Spike down.
Oh,
B.
boo! What? My God! No one spotted him, no one pinged him. Mind Freak eventually cleans him up. But listen, reinforcements are a while away, and with the spike drop down, it's a save.
I would love to see that from Moniat's perspective. Is that the one
seconds
spot?
left.
Okay, so when you ult as an Omen, your vision slowly improves over time. And I'm wondering, was he just looking in the wrong direction at the end of the ultimate?
I don't
Could he
know.
not see Boo? Is that a situation where the Omen ult obscured his vision a little bit? Because often you will try to set up high-low peaks with the Omen ult. You'll use it as bait to pull the crosshair.
30
Let's see it from his
seconds
POV. He just, he sees him, but it doesn't feel like he reacts quick enough or potentially comes it either.
Cleared too late. Cleared way too late.
That is a weird one. Wow. PRX are genuinely looking rattled here. Not something that I was expecting to say right at the beginning of Split. They're looking a little mentally out of it.
Yeah. I mean, his early timeout's being taken by PRX. There was one a few rounds ago.
He's missed the feet.
He's missed it. Can't quite see it now. He sees it though. Spotted. Exchange of the fire. The flash, no connection. Everybody grouped up towards B main. Some bite to the round, of course. Even with the limited weaponry of PRX, never know when they're going to hit some shots off. But really, I mean, Heretics on full display, I think, with a lot of their defensive setups.
They're going to stun reclear mid here.
Don't leave anything to chance. Trailblazer forwards, mini boot, just peeking out wide. Peppers them with bullets as they're trying to just retreat.
They stopped them before they even got to the trip.
Yeah, haven't even cleared it. Saken's wondering how to break this one. Guess what? You can't really.
Yeah.
You have to swing into it.
No, it's horrible. It's a really horrible trip to deal with. Very powerful.
Poison's off.
Crossing back through main, running out of really opportunities. Jumping peak by something, back through, in and out. Drifting with the movement. Did he know the device pushed up onto this angle? It seems like Boo has that awareness. Forsaken through mid. There's a rocket. It's sent loose and flying again. Where's it going? Into the back of the killer, man. He still stands tall. Try and conquer him. Try and take this side over. The anchoring players are making a mockery of the PRX play style. Nails him.
Final bullet in the clip. Boo puts a punctuation mark at the end of that sentence. Do not come to be. But I gotta say, Brent, this was kind of shambolic the way that PRX played this. Why are they peeking with an op through the smoke instead of letting the showstopper provide the pressure and at least figuring out, you know, forcing some kind of play out of him?
It's not synced up.
Do you see that? Benji predicting the fact that Alex is going to be smacking his desk.
Yep.
I swear that's what he's going for there.
Oh my God!
I'm going to be honest, I thought there was going to be more there after the oh my God.
Especially if you haven't put it into practice, and it really puts the demand on everybody to just try and cook up something to get through this. But the trouble is when you're running against such a well-drilled setup like Heretics, when they have these retake protocols, when they have all these ideas, it's just inevitable that you're going to be failing. If you are improving and they've already come up with a Google Doc 20 steps ahead, you're not going to have it.
Okay, but Patty's position right now, getting squeezed.
Yep, stun, lay down, Forsaken. Can't really move, and he is being squeezed. So, a rifle obtained. Reward for their troubles. Now they're really just making the moves out towards Heaven. Benji forced away from the precious corner that he's been loving to play in. Back towards, again, screens, one-way smokes. At least the cages set up for him. Gives him that covering fire, and yet finally puts him down, blinded. Brilliant! You absolute animal! You absolute beast! And Moniette, what can you do? Rolling thunder up in the air, target practice. It's inevitable at this point. Heretics, man, they will not be dislodged from Spain.
If it's not one of them, it's the other. Benji does a great job. He even manages to get one again from his position, holds them back with a double cage setup.
What is that?
What is that, man?
One enemy remaining.
It's a paranoia play, another part of the setup, right? But at the same time, you still don't expect Rien's to be good enough to pick up 3 off the back in such a short space of time.
Filthy, filthy stuff. Cutting it into the round, the options running out. Paranoia finally clears into the corner, but a cage to play into it. It splits it up entirely. Benji, Fishy, take your time. Take your pick, son. Finally, the return of the fire with a shotgun to the face and a vulnerability there with a snake bite. Can't really follow through with the stingers. Hello, and open it. Found and claimed. The site is theirs. The plant will go down. PRX are going to be pushed back away from this one.
Spike planted.
2v4 players are low, and enough out into the open that may be a possibility.
These players are weak.
Here for Heretics, 2v2. Seekers have to be used. It's just trying to count for the players' positions. Broken. Miniboo scared about it. Nade rebounds. Nade rebounds. Moniette in a 1v2. This started as a 4v2. No utility to his name. Doubled up. Heretics, you got to think discipline. Name on the game. A dodge, a weave, a duck, a play. And Moniette saves the bloody day.
The Red Bull clutch from Moniette in the round after Benji is screaming across the stage for him to step up. But I've got to be honest with you, Brent, considering that this was a 2v4, I'm not happy with it.
One enemy remaining.
In the sense that they get one on the board and they figured out how to deal with the A anchors, yeah, okay, good stuff. Disappointment on the face there of the Heretics fans, but it's mirrored within the coaching booth of PRX, because even when things go well, there are problems.
Trip now set up for Ram. Miniboo, he's in their faces right now with the show stopping the movement. Little bit adjusted though, he can't quite find it. Flash pushing him away. Got to respect that one now.
He was looking to try to punish the Trailblazer coming out from Divide, but he couldn't quite. Forsaken had a nade up in his face. He had to kind of call to cancel there. And Benji is watching. Mind free time tries to take a timing. Shut down.
You run your wee little legs right into the B
Oh.
anchor. Guess
Here.
what? It's
Oh, we're going for Boo, are we?
Yeah.
Benji on one side, Boo on the other.
Good luck to you. How do you clear him? Boo avoids it, round to the back. Still with the shotgun. No way, he knows it, feels it. Maybe just hearing it, possibly off the sound cues. Padatek though, he took that timing and took that chance, gifted with one. Something's there, it's a flood defense, a flood play, right in, resetting, the aim! My God! Get out of here with that!
Shadows of the ace that Forsaken got previously. That was incredible individual ability to be able to push them across the line. You're not really doing anything about that. Heretics tried to increase the pace, tried to bring it to them. Double kind of walked out through that and just got picked off. Neil Zenio's immediately taken a timeout, and I think he's going to be trying to talk to them about maybe setting themselves up a little bit so that they have the perfect timing to get out through the smoke.
Yeah.
But there wasn't much of a mistake there. The timing was... They get in there and it might be just enough. Gonna come down a lot to this though.
Benji retreating to the back of the site nade. This will clear at least one of the trips, maybe even both if they're lucky. It does. So now, no more defenses. Cages have to be popped off and the util has to come flying. It's an anchor, flood, call. Now the showstopper rocket through! Paddy! What a shot! Clay Pigeon shooting and he's removed the major threat. But through the back of the site, they're not ready for it. Fast on the tempo and PRX are increasing it all the way through a wide face. Benji was feeling that
Last
heat.
player standing.
It's over. Just like that, the round is finished.
Spike planted.
Boo in a 1v4, very few chances of success.
The round
And
should
Mondet.
be finished. The round should be finished.
And it is,
Okay.
it is. Monya and Something both going for the exploration. Even though
Last
Boo
round
slips the
in
cracks,
half.
Something's there. And in that round, okay, there was an adjustment from Heretics too. Riens, instead of playing from over towards screens, he tried to get in on the site so that they could double up. But after dealing with Forsaken, they were just not ready for the second player. You know, once Monya swings into backside here, Riens and Benji are not ready for that at all. For some reason, they just did not catch the timing. And so, somehow, PRX, mentally resilient, one away from a tied half.
Feeling empowered now, setting it forwards. Change the setup. Seems like wherever they go, they're just destined to try and meet Benji Fishy with some of these setups, but they do clear the trip, at least towards B main, and they're keeping Monette in that position. Boo's also decided to just play a hyper-aggressive angle. With the Viper Pit in mid as well, this is going to be cutting up, removing those options available for PRX. If anybody tries to walk through the trip, tries to go fast through it as well, they will have that trip in the pit on top of it, but it's broken.
It's definitely Boo's position that's the most vulnerable, but PRX are moving away from that into the stacked site.
To be, what's the call? I believe Miniboo's holding the nade. Trailblazer sends it flying. Actually predicting this one to just run forwards with the nice something. Already there with the blade, some out wide to the flash and set it up! Nasty stuff! The nasty one! Benji! Holy! What a return on the fire! Finally, the anchoring player removed. 2 versus 2. Viper's Pit. It's a murky, murky territory now. It's going to be sweeping across the site. A tap, forcing the util out, but finally the plant. Divide. It's
good.
Vulnerable.
Very close.
Bullets. Almost going down. 2 versus 2 still. Patience being played now. Gaps and positions to be watched for. And what is the call for either side? How do you choose to play it? Divide. Holding the angle. Stepping out wide. Padatek. Taking it in his stride as a game of timings. They're just bumping into each other. And PRX on the brink. The pit will fall though, toppled. Decay, back up to the health. Paranoia wide, Boo's got the smoke and a tap onto it. Spraying, now Boo sticking, halved, but not enough. Divide, he finds the perfect timing, picture perfect at that 6-6. They've evened up the half.
With 4 rounds in a row. You can never count this team out. It looked so over by the time it got to round 8. And even here, Benji putting on absolute heroics. But the problem being, they needed to get the flood defend going so that Mindfreak couldn't pit. Once the pit was down, pretty much game over for Heretics. They tried their best, but we're heading into a tied half to decide this. It's not even a BO1 anymore.
Yeah, Anyone's game at this point, really. Anyone's game at all for the second half of our final map in this series. Now, earlier we heard from Munyet. Let's hear from ahead of myself here, but something at the top of the scoreboard. This guy's been lighting the world on fire. He's been lighting the map on fire. He's awoken.
Yeah. You look at the two players at the top of the scoreboard. Benji's done everything he could possibly ask to do on the defense, but I don't see how he's going to be able to influence these attack rounds in the same kind of way, at least not easily. Whereas something on Jet in this comp, he can have enormous impact on attack and defense. If he's feeling it, he can force the fight. This pistol doesn't look like PRX are in position to try to fight it unless something finds a timing up through vent.
Caught behind them. Having control, vitally important here. And guess what? Everybody just grouped up onto the side with the exception of Benji Fishy.
No, nobody is ramped to stop this retake from coming through. They're all on site.
Don't like the look of this post plan, just on paper, at least just staring at the mini-map, because now, look at it, ramp control gained. Smoking off the main angle, look at them, they were trying to refight, it's just walking through these smokes, and well, with the decay kicking in, good luck to you. PRX still here, Benji Fishy cleaned up everybody, that's another pistol round for PRX. So consistent with it, to such a high degree now.
Yeah, and I feel like PRX mostly have been winning them themselves by virtue of great ideas. That one, I think, thrown away a bit by Team Heretics. I really did not like what they were going for in the post plan there. Didn't make any sense to me. They needed to be repositioning to try to, you know, take another piece of map control or at least set up some crossfires. That is a rough fight. 3 easy pickings for PRX. And they will take another pistol. It's been keeping them in this game. If the pistols and the eco rounds and stuff had been more even, Heretics would be out to a massive lead right now, but they're not. That is not reality. PRX are winning in those important situations.
Remain take, nade, rebounds with the stun. Connection with the dog. Forsaken, he's looking for a little bit more because it will mean his ult will be earned online. Look at that, just overpowering them. All picked up.
1 enemy remaining.
The stragglers really dealt with here.
These are hard eco rounds for Heretics too. They can't afford to buy really anything into them because they're worried being pushed down onto light armor would be devastating against a team that likes to pick the outlaw as much. So there is some kind of knock-on effect of Forsaken and something going for that weapon as much. It makes those follow-up rounds after the pistol a lot easier. Nowhere close to any ultimates for Heretics. They can't even think about getting those online. Instead, they've got to worry about headshots coming out from the Outlaw, because we have seen some filthy stuff from something on Lotus.
He's taking an early gander and peek down A main. And yeah, faking like they could be taking control of B main. Which they are, they just disrespect it. I mean, running straight past the cam, not worried about any sort of trap play, semblance of it, something with a dash. Enabled active. Smells like something is up for him.
But at the same time, for Heretics, they should be able to get a read on what's going on. This is like the most default way of playing this defensive comp, apart from the fact that Monyet's a little further forward than you would expect. But they certainly should be able to get an idea of what's happening. They're gonna fake like they're taking.
Whoa! That's a team flash with the paranoid connecting onto Forsaken, yeah, just trying to reclear.
But look at this. The defenders here are going to be faster than the attackers. They could try to react off the back of this, but PRX have got the read. They know that that was fake B main.
Pure pixel angle. All that adjustment there. Just one to the body. 140 down and out. Mind Freak. Off angle here could do some serious damage, serious work. Once more, nail it down. They're all stacked up. Flash rebounded, but he's playing anti inside the smoke. Drops down. Still got a shorty as well. Will it be cleared? Yes, it will. Rians, good adjustment. Snaps to the side, but they're not expecting the back of the site. But yet, still here. The Spectre, a bit of running gun, could do some work, but not enough. But the bullets just barely tagging. Reclearance down. Boo. Great work. Great work with the composure.
Important positioning from Boo there. Something they were lacking on the pistol. But I was still very worried. From a macro perspective, Team Heretics hit the site there as PRX were expecting it, right? The defense is favored in that spot. And that's partly because PRX are more willing to go for those rotates, hard reads, gambles. Heretics, sometimes the perfect is the enemy of the good. If you take your time trying to clear every single position, you actually end up giving more time for the defenders to rotate. And yet, they get through it that round. But that is going to be something to keep our eyes on, especially when Forsaken has a big ult like this. Getting ready at the start of the round to see whether anybody was going for early ramp pressure.
Push back up onto the angle. Oh my, doubled up flash, avoided and dodge Forsaken!
Down.
Hopes and dreams, talk about it, dashed away, rocket rebounds!
Scout destroyed.
Goodness me. Relentless has to spike drop down too. He wants a little bit more, Boo.
One enemy remaining.
Sneaking around the sewers, Mini Boo. It's your turn. Can you step up to the challenge? You cannot. Flawless. And that's that early work that Forsaken was putting in, just trying to farm up those old orbs, disrespecting them, making sure that the kills went to him on the eco. Can use it to just set it up like that. Listen, they're probably going to win the round anyway. Probably didn't need the ult on top of it with those opening 2 kills, but he just seals it, doesn't he?
He does seal it, and at the same time too, that's an eco swing round for Heretics. So it's an important one to be able to secure. I think most teams would be happy in the 5v3 to save the ultimate for a better occasion. Maybe that's even the optimal play. But it is important to get yourself out in the lead here. PRX now favored to go up by 3. And Forsaken has just been a monster in these split games individually.
Form-wise, it's really being decided. That factor at play.
He's just so good.
Finishes him off. 2-4, reposition a Mind Freak. Himself back into it. Dog's gonna have a spot too. They want a few more. What is that? What is that? Disgusting. Satchel in their faces, man. This is relentless.
He looks unbelievable. The first half was Benji and Boo trying to hold back something. This time on defense, Forsaken's just, you know, calmed something down. He's like, don't worry, I got it.
Yeah.
I got this half. Hop in the backpack. Do not fret. What is this one? Disgusting.
Not even on it, man. Not even on it. But no, I mean, Forsaken not willing to end their tournament lifeline this early. Taking fate into his own hands. And yet, listen, I mean, Heretics got their own ambitions, flames of it, but it's being extinguished right now.
Otherwise, they are at serious risk of leaving this Spanish crowd without a representative here. And an extraordinarily strong team going home early.
Yeah, heartbreak, tragedy for them. You think about how close the prior match was, but a deep push, contact, making a footstep here. This should be a level of awareness, Boo! Oh, it's just asleep at the wheel, maybe watching something entirely different, but the fight was taken.
I mean, that is so much confidence from Forsaken there, the way that he swings that too. It's so committed.
4 players, though, ready to fight back, and they do.
Exactly.
Dropping something.
Okay, they get the information. Does that call the pivot? It does. There's more pace here with Heretics. They know that the A site only being defended by Mind Freak, who could vulnerable them. Oh, he slipped into elbow instead.
The positions here, he's revealed himself though, just layering down that snake bite, flash, dodge, now to stun. God almighty, he's in trouble, needs some backup. Where's the help from the rest of his team? Through and out. Mind Freak and Divide. They double up onto that one.
That's incredible work. How has Mind Freak stayed alive long enough there for Divide to help?
It's a 2v3 surrounded. Every front.
If
No
Rienz
control of anything.
If Rienz gets a kill, he's got the breach ult online. It could be the only way they're saved. This Paranoia's headed towards elbow.
Trailblazer, aftershock down. Got to dodge it with a knife out. Now a plan. Rienz now has the ult online. Does he choose to use it with the pressure? No, he dies! Or it's even active and instantaneous is the trade. No gaps in the play for PRX here. And they can feel it. Smiles on the stage. They are on the precipice. They're in control of their own destiny.
I cannot believe the difference between the first quarter of this map and the rest of it. Slow start. I mean, it took a while for PRX to even look like they were playing the game. The first 8 rounds, they were just out of it. I was ready to call
Chalked, man. It was chalked.
It looked incompetent. And then since then, they've only dropped 1 round. 1 round.
I'm convinced we're running old clips, but...
It must be. It's got to be. There's been nothing to be mad about.
No, that was just perfect with the fundamentals. One way disrespected. Heretics now grouped up side by side. They have the odds flash on either side, pushing them all the
Incredible
way
movement
back.
to cancel that whilst full block.
Rolling Thunder now. Any sort of connection, aftershock, paranoia, walking right into all of this. Util! It's eventually traded there, still in the smoke, playing it around, quick scopes, something. Monyet from the back to Vi, round the side! They can't hold a candle to it. The fundamentals, the flood defense. It's PRX at their best. They thrive in it.
Match point.
Going up to match point. This has been an outrageous game. An unbelievable game. And it feels like PRX have truly woken up. The form we're seeing from the players, the willingness to fight aggressively with each other. They are flooding out here with not a care in the world.
No hesitation.
One single mind.
And this is where it all turns. I'm gearing up for it. I can see it on the mini-map. 5 players from Heretics, all on the line. We're in the round already, grouped up, operator to meet them. And this could spell disaster for the Spanish org, the team of new players, new rookies, some of them experience at this wider stage. It could all just tumble and collapse. Dash now available. Re-swings into it. The nail in the coffin. One after the time, the hammer swings down and out onto the anvil. And there is no hope, no chance in hell. They have gone home entirely. PRX eliminating the Spanish favorites.